So a lot has happened in Washington, D.C. over the last couple of weeks on tax reform. It started out with a long conversation, then it happened really, really quickly with Senator Hatch taking the effort from the Senate going forward. Now we're into conference where we're trying to figure out the House and the Senate bill. Just want to hear from each of you, is this good for Utah? So we're going to start with you, Senator.
Well, who knows is the answer. This happened very fast. We don't know what is in it. I didn't see that there's really a guiding ideology on this. So, okay, starve the beast. We're going to give less money to the federal government. I'd feel a lot better if this were part of a plan where we're going to cut the expenses of government, we're going to cut the size of government. There's no real talk about that. So I worry that this will be a huge disruption in the economy. Hopefully it will spur some activity, which it's intended to do. But the unintended consequences that are out there are huge. We're going to face some. I wish it had been part of some ideology. If it is, it sure didn't make it into the news.
Judy.
I think I would agree in covering taxes at the Utah legislature. I don't know if you remember, Steve, and Jim, the Levitt effort to look at tax exemptions. It took 4 years, and then I think in the end, none of them were lifted. And so I kind of wonder with this bill, what is going to happen? I don't really know that we have a good answer about who's going to win and who's going to lose. And if government's starved and you want to build the parks, there's a $12 billion to $17 billion backlog. How do you do that when you're actually cutting the budget?
A very good observation. Senator DeBacchus.
From an economic point of view, it's a disaster. That is, you can go and you should go and borrow when times are tough. But our economy is at full employment. It's booming. It's expanding. And to go borrow $1.5 trillion now to stimulate the economy, it's crazy economics first. It's politics before economics. And then you get to the second part. For the average Utah family, over the life of this, 60% of this money is going to the top 1%. So the Romneys and the Huntsmans can have a field day, and hopefully they'll spend a little more money for the rest of us. The Utah families are going to lose money. So you talk about all the power of Orrin Hatch. Finally, we need to keep him there because he'll be there with his power. If you use your power for evil, it's probably better if you're gone. This tax plan is a catastrophe for working Utah families, and I hope to goodness that it's defeated.
Senator, the argument, though, of course, is that it stimulates the economy for a period of time. You subscribe to that notion as well as a former legislator?
Oh, absolutely, I do. We took a lot of grief when we cut our personal income tax down to 5%, made it a flat tax, and that does spur the economy. If the nation does it, there will be increased activity. I don't dispute that part, and I think that's great. But again, where are the spending cuts to accompany it, and what is the overarching ideology? I think that this thing, it was cobbled together rather quickly. It's just rather than what should we do, it's what do we have to do to get the votes.
Okay, last thing, Judy, because you're so connected to the people, you hear from so much, are the people of the state of Utah feeling good about this effort? Is this a campaign promise delivered?
I think for some people it is perceived that way, yes. And they're excited that they see more opportunity down the line. As someone who's really more of a policy wonk than a political person, I really wish I could see the numbers.
If you're a billionaire, it's just perfect.
Aspiring. You all are great. Thank you very much for your insights today.
Thank you, Jason.